Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. This is Renée-Suzanne and I am grateful to have you here with me today for some more music reactions. On deck today is Oliver Anthony, who just in the last couple weeks put out a new song called Scornful Woman, and there is an official music video. I have heard of Oliver Anthony. I've heard other music by Oliver Anthony, but I have not purposely not heard this song. But just obviously scrolling through YouTube, you know, I've gone past, quite frankly, man after man after man after man, reacting to this song. And so I thought I would bring the female perspective and see what I think. So let's take it there, Oliver.
Well, she got a side to her I wanna run from. She'll turn a warm afternoon into a cold, cold one. Well, he grabbed the apple and Adam took a bite. And now all these years later, and the mask still ain't right with a scornful woman. Scornful woman. I used to sleep so good, didn't have a nightmare.
I'm going to stop right here real quick because, and we'll go back. But I think this is the first song I've heard by him that, you know, has backup instrumentation, not just him and his guitar. And I mean, look, there's the guy for some reason in the basement with the drums by himself. And we've, you know, I think I heard a violin or fiddle. There's definitely guitar going on, as well as his acoustic guitar. So this is a much fuller sound, but his voice is still that raw, emotional, reach down into your chest and just grab your heart voice. And now the subject is very obviously a scornful woman. I don't know where he's going to go with it, other than he has said, you know, all these years later, the math, or I think it's something that the math still isn't right with a scornful woman. Things just don't add up. Things aren't fair. Things aren't the way they should be, or I'm not sure where he's going to go, but let's go back a little.
With a scornful woman. Scornful woman. I used to sleep so good, didn't have a nightmare. I was busy dreaming, believing he's always gonna be right there. And now the middle of the day is like the middle of the night.
Oh.
And the court says 50-50, but the math don't seem right with a scornful woman.
Oh. And so the courts say 50-50, but the math just don't seem right with a scornful woman. So a divorce and having to divide up everything 50-50, and how it just doesn't seem right with, even that just doesn't seem right with the kind of woman apparently he's just referring to her as scornful. I have two perspectives on this. I am a divorced woman. I never was and still am not a scornful woman. Nor did I take 50, did it go 50-50. That's not what, that's not what I was, after, acting like half of everything belonged to me. And the other thing is, I am the daughter of a very scornful woman from her divorce to my dad. And yes, he had his faults. But when you're a scornful woman in a divorce, or a scornful man in a divorce, and there are children involved, the people you're really hurting are your children. My relationships with my own siblings were ruined for a long, long time, based partly on my mother being a scornful woman, revengeful. Not that my dad didn't deserve, the guilt, because he sure did. Whew. And the divorce rate nowadays, y'all, what is it, 50-50 or at best? Funny how it's 50-50 marriage, if your marriage is going to survive. And then when it comes to dividing things up, it's supposed to be 50-50. At least that's where they supposedly start from.
And the court says 50-50, but the math don't seem right with a scornful woman. Scornful woman.
Woo! Pain.
She can have all the money, and they can keep all the fame. I go back to being broke as a joke. Whoa. If I could just get a break from the pain.
Ooh, Ladies and gentlemen, all you fine YouTubers watching, that was quite the powerful song. And I know, like I said in the beginning, that all I had seen when I scrolled down was a bunch of men who reacted to this. And that I was, going to see if I could give a female perspective on it. And I can only give you, it turns out, only give you my own personal experiences. I most definitely cannot speak for women in general in cases of divorce like he's describing. But really rotten, terrible, long dragged out divorces and scornful women or scornful men can damage generations to follow. And I guess from my perspective, it's a deeply difficult emotional thing to go through, a divorce. But it doesn't help anyone to be a scornful person, vengeful, mean, trying to get back at the other person. It doesn't do anybody any good. It doesn't do you any good. It doesn't do them any good. If there's children, it doesn't do your children any good whatsoever. In fact, it does a lot of damage. You may be able to straighten yourself out later on, but it may take enormous amounts of time and purposeful energy and healing to have those children and future generations be okay. Just be good humans, right? Just be good humans to each other. Things don't always work out, but we don't have to hate. We don't have to hate. And if we can just find ourselves finally at a place where you can still see something, at least one thing, something good in that other person. Just focus on that. Let the rest go. Let the rest go. It doesn't help anyone to keep carrying that around. Okay. Well, as usual, Mr. Oliver Anthony, a very thought-provoking song, very real life. And oh my gosh, the music. I think this was a perfect song to add all those extra instruments in, because it just sounded like pain on that fiddle and on that electric guitar. And then, the drums just filling in just for a deep, deep, full, sorrowful sound. And then that unique voice Oliver has that, I could close my eyes and know that voice anywhere now. And sing your truth. Sing your truth, Oliver Anthony, because your truth is a lot of other people's truth, so many other people's truth too. And if we deny the memories and shove them back and not deal with them, they will always resurface and have a way of ruining things in your life, in the future. So if this brings up bad memories and you find yourself not being able to get over the feeling after this song, look inside and see, what might still be there, see where you're not focusing on the positive, and try to find that one thing in that bad situation and about that person. My friends, if you liked this video, go ahead and click the like for me. And if you have not subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe now, because we would love to take all of you with us on our journey. We are tiptoeing over 10,000 pretty soon. And, I'd like to have it be, just a full-on marathon. Bring everybody along. And if you want to support this channel, there is buymeacoffee.com set up, and there's a link in the bio, a link in the description box below this video. You can go there and donate as you see fit. I have enjoyed being here with you today. Yes, it's been an emotional journey here, but we're human and we have emotions, and you can't pretend you don't. And when you pretend you don't, that's when you get into more and more trouble in your mind and in your heart. So, my friends, as usual, I have to say goodbye now, but it is only goodbye for now.